Morning. I'm just trying to get this lighting situation figured out and where I should be filming and at what time of day. So right now it is, I don't know, almost 11:30, which that's a whole other story because my intention, I won't even talk about what time I intended to be out of the house this morning, but that hasn't happened. But I also was committed this week to getting my lighting figured out and whether or what time of day is a good time of day. But right now I'm feeling like it's a little dark right here. I've tried a few other times and it's looking more like my optimal filming time for the best daylight is going to be, well, I have to test around like 1:45. In the meantime, I have so many errands and I still have to bathe and get out of the house. Um, Today, what am I doing today? I have been on business calls this morning, but because I have to, in my mind, I have to justify why I'm still in this house. But I have been fielding business calls this morning and also nothing, just fielding business calls. And I need to, what am I doing today? So many things. This is why I have a to-do list because I have so many things that I want to get done. So I'm just going to check out this lighting because it seems to be going in and out. And I'm just kind of trying this 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock hour for filming, just to see if this is a good spot. And I'm sure I've said that probably 3 times at this point. So let me focus in a little more on what I'm doing and get dressed so that I can continue to be productive today, and possibly have a vlog that you want to watch. So let me get it together. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to check to see what this looks like and then get dressed and I'll get back with you when I get into the car. And I'm still on my first cup of coffee, so things aren't moving as expeditiously as I like. So all right, it's a little after 1 and I made it out of the house. So one of the things I want to do is go to check out a few stores. One of the things that drives me crazy about this area, like I spend most of my time between Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Orlando. And Orlando, when you say Orlando, the first thing you think about is not fashion. Like, fashion is not the first thing that comes to mind. I'm not going to front on Florida because Florida has some good shopping. I mean, well, let me speak about what I know. South Florida up into, yeah, let's just say South Florida has some good shopping. I mean, from South Beach to Bal Harbor to Aventura, Fort Lauderdale, Sunrise for Sawgrass Mills, which is outlets, and Sawgrass has some good outlets from like Gucci, Valentino, Prada. It has a Last Call. It has an Off Fifth. It has the Webster, Stuart Weitzman, like all of the stores. So Sunrise, Florida has, which is South Florida, has some really good shopping. And then you go to Boca Raton and Meisner. What else? You have Worth Avenue, West Palm Beach downtown shopping. And then from there, it's like outlets, Vero Beach, and then Orlando. Now, Orlando has 2 sets of outlets that I know of. And, you know, they have some cool stores. I mean,
has all the stores. Like there's a Gucci at Orlando outlets, and there's a MCM, which is interesting because I think it's like the only MCM on the outlet on the East Coast or something like that. I'm not positive, but you just don't think of Orlando when you think about, I mean, or should I say, you don't think fashion when you think Orlando. I feel like, quite frankly, I'm in a fashion desert. But there are a few stores, and maybe that's just because I don't know where the dope shopping is in Orlando. Somebody please tell me if you know. But there are some shops. One that I know of called Deco's, and as far as I know, Deco's has 2 locations. So I'm gonna head over to Deco's. I've gotten some nice pieces from Deco's in the past, so I usually check them out every now and then. And then there's another one. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I think maybe I'll go there as well. Like I said, I have some events coming up. You know, you want to have something new if you can. I mean, I have new stuff at home, but, and I mean new as in probably had them for years and just never wore it, but we're just going to see what's out here. And, oh, I don't even know if I was in frame. I'll take you inside once I get there, see what we can find. You know what? I never do a OOTD. And I think part of the reason is, but first off, I don't think about it. And I got to start thinking about it. But also, the fit is usually like a tank top and some shorts. Because the weather, like today, it's 85 degrees today. Unless I'm going to an event or I have some business, a business meeting, I'm usually in a tank top and shorts. And today is a trip because I have sneakers on. I usually don't even put my sneakers on. I usually have flip-flops on. Like I have a flip-flop tan on my foot, on my feet that never goes away because all I wear is my flip-flops. I mean, like I said, unless something is, I'm going to brunch or an event or something like that, I'm in a tank top and shorts or like a loungy type dress or something like that. So maybe if I get in the mirror in there, I'll do an OOTD, but it ain't nothing but some shorts. I'm always have a pair of sunglasses with me because, and this is just like some goggle type, because you know, if you from a certain like time in hip hop, you gotta have a pair of goggles. Either you had a pair, you wanted a pair, or you still have a pair. Like if you from that Mary J, Lil Kim, Foxy, La era in hip hop, baby, you gotta have a pair of goggles because, yeah. Anyway, I think these are just something like Sports Max or something like that I got from off Fifth, I think. So anyway, I'll get back to you when we get inside.
I had to crop out the music, and I just wanted to give you a quick look around in Deco's. I was hoping to find something unique. I usually do find something in here. So I just kind of perused through the store, and actually, after looking through as many things as I could, I did find I guess like a beanie type of a knitted beanie or something like that. They had a few things in there that I was, interested in. Didn't make me want to go ahead and buy it, but definitely interested. Nice pair of Giuseppe slides. Decos does have quite a few high-end designer pieces. You can definitely find Gucci. And I find that in particular for men in decos, they have really nice Gucci pieces. But you can also find Chanel, Louboutin. What else have I found in there? They definitely have LV. I'm trying to think what are some of the other designer brands. Oh, here I am trying to give you a OOTD, which, as I mentioned, was just a pair of shorts and a crop top because I refuse to believe that I have a fat stomach and I should no longer be wearing crop tops, because I'm gonna wear crop tops till I'm 99 years old. Anyway, just a pair of shorts, Converse shorts, my Converse sneakers, and a little black crop top. And I had a few items I wanted to try on, so there was nothing there in that try on that you see that I was interested in keeping, or should I say buying. But like I said, I did find a little beanie.
I usually find something in Decos, but like I said, they do have a second location, so let's head over there, okay?
Yes, I'm
Before
aware.
we go to the next Decos location, there's another resale boutique around here somewhere. Thrift store, resale, consignment, vintage, all of that, you know. But there's another one around here, so we're gonna check that one out before we go to the second Decos location, and I just don't remember the name of it. So
So the name of this spot is called The Lovely, and of course The Lovely was also playing music. Now The Lovely is quite lovely, no pun intended. Unless, of course, that's why it's called The Lovely. But anyway, I digress. It is a really unique vintage resale. I think this is resale type of boutique. And whenever I go to The Lovely, I usually do find one or two things, which is really what I think you can expect when you go to a resale vintage type of place. It's rare that I come out with a lot of items, and I don't necessarily expect to. Now, if it ends up working that way, then that's fine, but the pieces are so unique and the sizing is vast. That's just really the expectation. Oh, here's a cute skirt that I tried on, and I thought it was so cute. I really loved it, but I actually didn't buy it. Cute little A-line and skirt moment. Believe it or not, I didn't buy it. That go too far with vintage, and I'm feeling like this is one of those times, and yet I love it, and I think it's so cute. I love it, and I think it's so cute. but it might be one of those too far moments for me. All right, we made it to the next location, the next deco, so let's go inside and see what's good up in here. This is Deco's College Park. All right, we made it to the second Deco's location, and I know my cinematography is subpar at best. So you should take comfort in knowing that I show you some of the items later on in the video that I've gotten from Decos, because you probably are not necessarily able to get a really good view of what's inside. My cinematography is definitely going to get better. There's a nice little pair of Chanel slides. So like I said, here and there, you can really find some nice designer things at Decos. This is my first time at this location. This is the College Park location, and I really did just come over here so I could see it, but so you could see it as well, because I usually always shop at the location that is, what is that area in Orlando? Well, this is all Orlando, but it's on Colonial, I can say that much. This is a nice pair of Bally slides that you just caught a glimpse of. I definitely would have purchased those if they were women's. Anyway, like I said, you can't really see because I'm cutting the clothes off and not getting close enough to the shoes. So up next, I filmed a whole portion of the video to show you some of the items that I've gotten from Decos in the recent past. I decided to film this portion of the video because in the vlog I take you to a couple of resale boutiques, and I don't think my cinematography quite represented what you can expect to find at these boutiques, because it's kind of choppy, and I just wanted to, if I'm showing you a place that I think you would like to shop, I wanted to be fair to that place and to you, to give you as much of a representation of that shop as I possibly could. So I want to show you some of the things that you can find at these resale boutiques. I have found some great things at these boutiques, one being the Lovely, that's one we went to, and then the other being Decos. And I've said this on many occasions, Orlando feels like a fashion desert to me. So these places are my little piece of unique fashion that I can get my my hit, if you will. I'm just gonna put it like this. Maybe I don't know where the great shopping is in Orlando, and I'll just leave it at that. Maybe I just don't know where it is. But for now, I can tell you about two resale boutiques that I go to that I always find great items. So we didn't go to the Lovely first, but I'm going to start with the Lovely because I have a few things to go through from the Lovely and lock in, because I have quite a bit from Deco. So let's just start with the Lovely. Now, the Lovely, I think I might have said this, it is rare that I ever go to either of these boutiques and leave with nothing. Rare. I probably said this before, being very cavalier. Oh, thrift store, consignment, resale boutique, they're all the same thing. Well, really, they're not. they are actually distinctly different. A thrift store, obviously people donate clothes there, and you can go there and get clothes for deep discounts. And sometimes, for the most part, for a thrift store, it helps some sort of organization. A resale boutique, on the other hand, is somewhere where you go, you take your clothing, they look over your clothing, and they say, hey, we're going to give you X amount of dollars for these clothes. You take that money, they take the clothes, and it's up to them to sell those clothes, price that clothing however they choose. With consignment, you take your clothes to the consignment shop, they say, okay, this is how, sometimes you have some say in how you want things priced. They price those things, and based on what they sell them for, whether it was the original price or the sale price, you get a portion of that sale. So that said, because you came here for the clothes. The Lovely. I got these belts from the Lovely. This gold belt, this pink belt, and this kind of snake accordion type belt. This gold belt is probably, maybe, could be, potentially vintage. I don't know. This is a Lily Pulitzer belt that has like a little bead on it, and it has the bow on the front, which I think is so precious. And then this accordion snake belt, like everybody's mama, grandmama had a belt like this. And I think I actually bought 2 of these from the Lovely, which speaks to my compulsive shopping behavior, and it also speaks to my style mind. So if I bought 2, chances are it's because I thought, I'm going to style 2 of the same thing. I don't know. I just do it. There's many reasons why I buy 2, but it all boils down to my obsessive compulsiveness when it comes to shopping. Let's see. What else do I have here from the Lovely? Oh, this skirt. That's why I put it up front. This skirt I just purchased on that trip that you saw to the Lovely. I saw this skirt, I tried it on, and I left without it, and it kept haunting me. So I had to go back and get the skirt. So this is like a, looks like someone, just made this skirt. I don't think it came from a store. This looks like this came from someone's sewing machine. It is one of the most beautiful skirts I think I've ever purchased. First off, I love a khaki skirt. I think that speaks to the parochial school girl in me. I love a khaki skirt, anything that looks like it might potentially be pleated. And it just balloons out so beautifully. The movement on it is absolutely beautiful. This is a gorgeous skirt. I wish I knew how to edit, because I could put up when people say it's right here, or it's right here, or it's right there. I wish I could do that, because I tried this skirt on in the mirror in the fitting room at the Lovely, and it was just so cute. If I can figure out how to add it to it, I will. But me and editing, work in progress. All right, so let's get to, that's it from the Lovely. Oh, no, it's not. Hello. One of my favorite pieces that I have in my vintage collection of things is this purse that I got from the Lovely. This is the cutest thing. I mean, you could carry it like this as a clutch, or you can carry it like this as a little carry bag. And then it has these snaps here, which, if you have anything vintage, you need to handle it gently. And then it opens to like a shopper type tote situation, which I think is so cute. I mean, come on now. Isn't that cute? That's cute. So And I like it all three ways. I think mostly I would probably carry it this way. But I don't even have a preference. Like, I just love that. So I keep that tucked away because it says that it's vintage. It looks vintage. So I just want to treat it gently. Now, let's get to Decos. This is actually the card from Decos. This card. You can see that. So, from Decos, the accessories that I have from Decos, this belt, this is a BCBG belt. I don't know what I'm going to wear it with, and it doesn't matter. I just think it's a gorgeous belt. I've always loved these belts from BCBG. If you know BCBG, you know they make quite a few iterations of belts like this, Obi style belts. BCBG makes them over the years. They always make a different style. And so I got this one from Decos, which I absolutely love. Can't wait to style it. And well, that's just great. I got, this is from the trip that you saw. So this is from a recent trip my recent trip that you saw to Decos. I got this like beanie style hat. It's a knitted type of situation, beanie, beret, sort of, kind of. I love this. I mean, I think it looks like, if you could just see that craftsmanship, it looks like a Kaiser bun, but it's just beautiful. And I have the perfect lilac type of situation, or even you can see that the colors in it are lilac, pink, the white, of course, and then there's like a khaki color green. Is khaki and green, khaki green, like a army green, right? Yeah. So in any case, it's gorgeous. I love this hat, so I can't wait to wear this. This right here, this is for the streets. Like this right here, this pair of, I do not know what I am looking like at this point because I had to stop filming because the battery storage full came up, and I just spent 2 hours deleting old videos. So hopefully I have enough space now. Where did I leave off? I don't even know. So let's just, oh, I think I left off on these shorts. I showed you these cute shorts from Decos. I mean, I love these. You could see the details on those. I can't wait to wear them. Okay, I'm gonna try to get through this quickly since I know I'm working with a limited amount of storage. So this is a little jumper that I got from Decos, which I really love. It's a wide leg, like denim jumper. I can tell you now, if you find something like this on one of those, like specifically or denim websites, I can tell you now that's gonna be easily $90 to $100. I love that. The next thing is this denim vest. Do you remember Liz Claiborne? And I say remember, but maybe it's still being made. I don't know. But this is, you know, that Liz Sport line, and I fell in love with this vest, and I love this like pleating, I guess this is right here. I just thought that was so cute. I can't wait to wear that. Also from Decos is my Bad Bunny t-shirt. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily look like a Sinister Bunny, but for some reason it just gives me a Bad Bunny vibe. This is Scotch and Soda, Maison Scotch. And I just love a schlubby knit type of t-shirt that's
slouchy and kind of just hangs off my shoulder type of vibe. I really love that. Okay, these sweatpants. I haven't worn these yet. Much of these things I have not worn yet, but I will. I just fell in love with these. I love sweatpants for travel because I always think about the airport and how if anything goes wrong, if we get delayed for any reason, or I'm stuck on the plane and we're on the tarmac, we can't deplane, we can't take off, whatever. I need to be comfortable, or I'm just probably gonna kirk out. So I love these sweatpants. What I really like about it is the gathering here, that kind of balloon shape it has to it, and that pocket that's low. That's a unique placement. I just really think these are kind of swaggy. So I was like, okay, I need these sweatpants. Cute, cute, cute. Oh, and they're by the brand called Nap, N-A-P. I don't think I've heard of Nap before. You can check that brand out. Oh, this tank top. You know, tank tops are having a moment right now. Tank tops are really having a moment. So, me and my fat gut. Tank tops are really having a moment. So I love this. This is 7, and this is, it like has this gold, these gold flecks of like a gold threading that goes through it. It's faint, so I just love that. I just think that's real sexy. That's gonna hang beautifully. I love that low neck because, you know, if it's not showing cleavage, like what's the purpose? That's how I feel about certain things. All right, next is this like tennis sort of, I guess it's like a tennis, kind of like a tennis skirt. It's Nike. And I thought, when I saw this, I thought about this for like a cover up, but not really covered up. When you wear your bikini and then you want to go to like the beachside restaurant where you can still wear your bikini, but you need to have some decorum. So I figured this could go over it as a cute little skirt type of situation. I love this. I just think this is so sweet because I'm not paying tennis anywhere, anytime. All right, this vest is just a simple vest, so you think, right? But check out the back of that vest. Like, I just thought that was really cute with a pair of beautiful trousers. That's gonna be amazing when you gotta play like you're being serious, play like you're doing some corporate business. That's really nice. So you could wear that by itself, or you could wear it, you know, with a sharp white shirt. This skirt is from Deco's. Everything is from Deco's. I don't know that I need to keep repeating that. It's from Deco's. Everything that I'm showing you now is from Deco's. This I love. This is like that, not ballerina, skater type of style. And this hoop, I mean, I'm not so sure. And when I saw that, pardon me, when I saw this, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna cut that off. I'm gonna find something to cut that off. But this is a skirt from Hot Topic that I got from Deco's. I just think that's really, really cute. I can't wait to wear that. I mean, you know, I don't know. I might actually keep the hoop on. I really don't know. Just depends on how it goes. All right. This skirt. Now, I know that this skirt can present kind of kitschy, right? Because if you look close at it, it has, I think, a mermaid on it that's topless. And it has skulls on it, and it has a treasure map type of pattern on it, and then Captain Hook is somewhere on here, and the alligator in the water, and the whole pirate booty scene, right? But I think it has a booty on here somewhere. Doesn't it have a treasure chest? It does, I believe. In any case, I'm going to tell you why I fell in love with this skirt. This skirt has that, if you know Alexander McQueen, I don't even have to tell you, but it has that Alexander McQueen, pardon me, fit or flare or pleating. That's what I mean, that pleating there. If you can get a close look at that pleating, the pleating on this is absolutely divine.
And I know I tried it on and it has that poofy kind of sit out look when I wear it. It cinches in good in the waist and then it just sits out beautifully. I mean, the movement on it is beautiful. And then on top of that, yes, the answer is yes. It has pockets. So this skirt is so beautiful. When I put this on with a mean pair of shoes and a very simple top, watch, you'll see. It's gonna be real cute, real cute. I love this skirt. That McQueen cut on it is crazy. Like it's gonna be gorgeous. Now listen, don't trip off of this, right? But this is a jean dress. Now, it had this patch on it. It actually had a patch on this arm and this arm. I think I was successfully able to get the patches off of the arm on here. But this patch is giving me a run for my money. So I'll get it off. And if I can't get it off, what I'm going to do is just cover it with another patch because I like patches on things. And that's a pro tip as well. If you go to a consignment shop and you see something that might have a small hole in it or it might be discolored, depending on what it is, you can find a badass patch and put it on there and it just kind of funks it up and makes it your own style and people think you got it like that. And even if they didn't, I mean, I really don't care. Either way, that's just a tip. When you find something that you really like, just put a patch on it. And sometimes it make it even doper than what it was when you first saw it. So just think about that when you see things that have something on it. You be like, oh, they messed it up because they put this patch on it, or I would never wear it with this patch on it. Quiet as it's kept, I've already worn this with this patch on it, but I was just kind of running around doing errands. But for me to really, wear it somewhere and make it dope, I would find my own patch and I would put a patch here. Maybe I would put a patch on the back or on the arm, whatever, to give it the consistency. And I promise you, like the weight, if you could just see, I don't know if you can pick that up, but the weight on this is so substantial. There was no way I could leave it. And I love a jean dress anyway, and I love one-piece dressing. So I'm telling you, again, if you go to one of those websites that are all about jeans, right here, the weight on this and this particular, I'm telling you 150, 175 all day long, like all day long. So I love this. I love this jean dress, and it has the tabs for the sleeves. So I can't wait to find my patches for this if I can't get this one off, and make it my own. All right, we almost there. This skirt, I love this skirt. I think this is so sexy, so gorgeous. The cut on it is beautiful. This skirt, I don't know if this is a designer brand. This is Three. Well, that doesn't sound right, but 3 floor. Okay, 3 floor. All right, this is, I would say, I mean, I don't know if this could be corporate, right? It could be evening type of business, but maybe not daytime corporate. I don't know. This is when you going to close the deal. No, this is not when you're going to close the deal. This is when the deal is closed. You close the deal. And now you're taking your client to dinner to celebrate the closing. That's what this is. Or you're taking your client out for drinks to celebrate the closing. That's what this is. Not before closing. You dig? All right. So this is my last piece. And this is not the last piece that I have from Decos. It's just probably one of the last pieces I could come across. So it's inside out because when I don't have a hanger that has little pads in it, I turn it inside out so that the pinch hanger thing doesn't leave, the clips don't leave a print on the garment, because sometimes it's hell getting that print out. So this is leatherette faux. Wait a minute. Did this come from Decos? Wait a minute. This may not have come from Decos. so sure that I can give decos. Yeah, I think this came from decos. Let me just check something out. The reason why I said I don't think this came from decos, because decos tags are very distinct, and this is not one of those tags. So anyway, even if this didn't come from decos, these are the types of things. I mean, I already showed you a skirt like this. These are the types of things you can find at decos. Really, really good, good items for a resale boutique. So definitely check decos out. And as you saw earlier on in the vlog, decos has 2 locations. And believe it or not, with all of the things that I have from decos, this vlog was the first time I ever went to that second location, pardon me, which is in, I think it's called College Park. That's the first time I ever went to that location. I always have gone to the first location that I showed you. And so I just decided to take a trip over to the second one for the sake of the blog to give you, a peek at both. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did, because the second location is where I found these shorts. Okay. So that's it for decos. Like I said, I just wanted to insert this into the vlog so that you can have a really good idea of some of the things that you can find at decos. So there you have it, and thank you for sticking around. Wait. I said that was everything. I'm tripping. I didn't show you a couple of the illest things that I have ever gotten from decos. All right, let me put these away real quick. Get these out of the way real quick. I almost left these out. Okay, now that that's all out of the way, I hope. Okay. Let me show you the shoes. I think I may have said Decos has good shoes. Let me show you. Now, these shoes I got from Decos quite a while back. I mean, the shape on that shoe, come on, that shape, I'm gonna tell you, that's a really sexy shape on a shoe. So yes, I got these from Decos Badgley Mishka moons ago. Aren't they just gorgeous? But now let's get to les pieds de résistance. Now, I don't know if I said that right, but I know I said it convincingly, so you thought it was right when I said it, unless you knew it was wrong. Okay. This right here. These, honey. Say what you say now. Are these not gorgeous or what? These are a throwback pair of Chanel thigh high. And when I say thigh high, they're thigh high. Like even if I sit them here, I wonder, can you see? Like they come to right. How? Maybe you can't see. I don't know how far back. I'm far enough back. But can you see that? I'll have to check it to see if you can see it. But they are indeed thigh high boots. And like I said, this is a throwback Chanel situation. I don't know how old they are, but they are just absolutely gorgeous. And they don't scream Chanel. You don't necessarily know they're Chanel unless you pick up on the quilting, but it's just that peekaboo. It's just that peekaboo. I mean, I love these. So I also got these from Decos. Couldn't possibly leave these out. Now, that's it. That is everything. And I'll check back in when I get some more good stuff from Decos.
What's up? We're headed to a beauty event at Bloomie's. So, and that's at the mall at Millennia in Orlando. At some point, one of these times, I'm going to remember to do an OOTD. I'm just wearing this little Farm Rio jumper and these little Charles David cha-cha slides. That's not the name of them, but that's what they look like. So I'll probably catch a mirror so I can give you a full head to toe, and I will see you when we get there. All right, we're here, and I know at the event there's going to be a DJ, and I hear the music playing.
Okay, so as soon as I walked in, music was hitting, and there you see the setup where they have the little presentation later on. And as you walk through, there is you see the perfume displays, but then you also see that they are going to have massage therapy, massages, little chair massages, and they have, what else? Where did I go next? Oh, refreshments. And then, of course, with the music bumping and the refreshments and all of the fragrances on display, what came next? Oh, that's where the DJ was set up, and the DJ was good, and Bloomie's had it going on. The champagne was flowing, and another thing they had that was really cool at the event was, I think, like 3 or 4 different types of truffles. There was that one. Then there was this is the lavender truffles, and they were delicious. Then there was this, I forget what those were, but then they had this, I think, orange infused truffle. I think that's what that is coming up. Yeah, like a citrus, I think. It was so good. I mean, where am I going next? I think I'm headed over to, there was an artist there. I don't know if you've ever had a monogrammed bottle of fine fragrance, but they had an artist there, and if you purchased your fragrance, she would monogram it for you, so you'd have your own bottle that was, customized with your name on it or your initials or whatever you wanted on it, which I thought was nice. What else? Where am I going next? Well, that's my glass of champagne, one of many. I went back to get those lavender truffles. Oh, and this is my attempt to give you an OOTD, which was just this Farm Rio jumper. As you can see, my hand is full with cheese and chocolate and wine, because I'm definitely that guest. Like, I'm going to get everything that's at the event. But I'm showing you this Farm Rio onesie jumper situation with these little slides. They have their Charles David, and they have these beads on it that make all kinds of noise when you walk. And just my crossbody. What bag is that? That's a old Marc Jacobs crossbody that I have on. I think I might give you a little better view of that at some point if I could figure out how to use this camera. So yeah, that's my Marc Jacobs crossbody, and I think after this I'm just headed back over to where everyone
sponsors here at the brands that are being represented today. Our ladies fragrance manager, Gisele Scalcagno, who collaborated these partnerships that you see here represented today. Our Bloomingdale's visual team for the incredible New York style staging that you see here. our cosmetics department.
I'm the department manager for cosmetics, and I want to thank you all for coming today and taking the time out of your busy schedule. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves and continue to enjoy yourselves throughout the day.
If you know me, anywhere there is music, I am going to dance. And clearly that was the case with the manager as well, because we were in there dancing, the DJ was spinning, and we were having a great time. It was such a wonderful event at Bloomie's. Champagne flowing, hors d'oeuvres flowing. I don't know who told me to stand in front of this wind machine. Of course, all of the fine fragrances were on display, from Tom Ford to Penhaligon, Petra, Bond Number 9, Parfums de Marly, Creed. All of the fine fragrances for you to test, and Bloomie's even had chair massage. Now you know you can't beat that at an event. All right, y'all, I'm sorry. My shutter just decided to stop working. I probably should go around the other way. So, you know, we went to the Bloomingdale's event yesterday, so I just wanted to show you some of the things that I got from the event, and really just to show you what you can do if you want to try out fine fragrances before making the commitment. I think that sometimes we get away from asking for samples of a fragrance in higher end department stores, and sometimes it's because the environment is a little intimidating. Salespeople in their black, and sometimes they have a very staunch, demeanor, and so you don't want to really ask them for something because it almost makes you feel like I don't know, maybe it makes you feel like you can't afford it, or maybe the way they respond to you makes you feel like you can't afford it. Well, let me just tell you, yesterday I went to the event at Bloomie's, and it was so much fun. And I mention that because you saw the footage, or you're going to see the footage. I don't know if I'm going to put the footage before or after this, but either way. And the salespeople were really warm. So what I would say to you is, go to your local Neiman Marcus, Bloomingdale's, Saks, and find out when they're having events, whether it be fashion events, beauty events, more so beauty events, because you can sample products. So I want to show you all the little goodies that were in the goodie bag. This is a publication. This is Creed's first publication, and this was one of the gifts that was in the goodie bag. This is just a scented flower. It was a beauty event that really centered around fragrances. You know what? This is how we're gonna do this. That's all the samples that I got. And I mention that because, when you buy fragrance, once you open that box, it's yours to keep. There's no returning it. And what I found over the years of being a major fragrance consumer is, a lot of times I know whether, pardon me, I know whether I like a fragrance right away. And then other times I want to let it marinate and actually do what the fragrance is supposed to do, which is show different aspects of itself the older it gets or the longer you have it on. For instance, it's just like when you're getting dressed. At first, you have your undergarments on, and then you have your, let's just say you put your lotion on. So then you have one scent on you. Then you're putting your makeup on. Okay, now the look is coming together. Then you finally put your color cosmetics on, your lipstick, and then you get to your hair, however you do what you do. But it builds, and that's the way fragrances are. So sometimes when the salesperson is right there and they spray it on you and they spray it on the cart and they say, oh, do you like it? And you say, oh yeah, I think I like it. Okay, well here you can buy it. You know, that's their job. They're promoting their product, they're selling their product. But sometimes you want to get it home. You want to wear it. You want to wear it somewhere. And if you're a person that likes compliments on your fragrance, you want to see if it's a fragrance that you're going to get compliments on. I know that there are women that say, I wear my fragrance for me and me alone. I don't care whether I ever get a compliment on it. I love it because I'm that same way. It matters not to me, zilch, if I get a compliment on a fragrance that I love. But when I do get a compliment on it, of course it feels great because it's like, oh, you like what I like. Oh, you recognize that this is a beautiful fragrance as well. So the only way to do that, if you want to get into finer fragrances, or even if you already buy finer fragrances and you find that you spend $400 on a bottle of parfum, you take it home, you wear it a couple days, and maybe your partner is like, whoa, it's offensive. Offensive in the sense that maybe it's too strong. Not even that it stinks, but that it's too strong. I'm sorry for the lighting because I recognize that it's going in and out. Pardon me, but the fragrance is too strong or whatever it is about the fragrance that you decide you don't want this fragrance. Well, guess what? You can't return that fragrance. You are stuck with it, and best case scenario, you're going to have to give it away as a gift. So who wants to throw away $400? And when I say throw away, I mean, yeah, you give it away as a gift, but your intention was to have it for yourself. So here's what I say. Going to an event like this, the one that Bloomingdale's had yesterday, anytime your local high-end department stores are having an event, just ask, hey, when's your next beauty event? What's going to be happening at your beauty event? Now, this event wasn't happening at any other Bloomingdale's to my knowledge because I did ask the manager, and she said it was just that one in Orlando yesterday. However, find out when they're having beauty events so you can go to them and collect your samples and the giveaways so that you can go home and now try these fragrances. And it's a good time to go to your fragrance counter or a fragrance counter that you've been interested in to say, hey, can I get a sample of that? They can give you a small sample of it. Don't let those sales associates intimidate you. And like I said, that was not the vibe at Bloomie's yesterday at all. Hence, I got, and bear with me, this is my first cup of coffee for the day. You know how that first swallow hit? I got stuck on, one time I was in the process of moving and I couldn't get to my coffee maker, so I bought instant coffee, and that was like against my inner coffee constitution. But I bought it because I wanted some coffee, and I bought Bustelo, Bustelo. Let me explain something to you about Bustelo Instant. I'm telling you, I have some of the nicest coffee makers, all of the things, the Keurigs and the other ones that are fancy schmancy. I do not use them. I drink Bustelo Instant. And it's delicious. So Hermes has this perfume. It's called H24. I smelled it yesterday, and it was very quickly while everything was going on. So I just asked the sales associate, I said, hey, I'd like to try that out. He was like, no problem. I'll make you a sample of it. So he made me a sample. So there you go. And what I will say about this is this Hermes was not pricey. And when I say not pricey, I know price is relative, but in the grand scheme of high-end fragrances, this wasn't pricey. I don't think it was more than $150. H24. And I mean, this is a generous sample. So you can wear this maybe a couple times and make a determination of whether it's something you want to go back and buy when they have the next event. Or, you know, you can get it, because as a matter of fact, the event is still going on today, and I'm actually going to make a determination of whether I'm going to buy something today. And if I am, I got to go back to the store and get it, because I try not to be impulsive, because I'm impulsive when it comes to shopping. So I just try to curb that whenever I can. But the promotion for Bloomingdale's today and yesterday, and I think actually throughout last week, and today is the last day if I have that correct, is that for every $100 you spend, you get a $25 Bloomingdale's gift card. So you're not getting anything off of the purchase, but you are getting something towards your next purchase at Bloomingdale's. And I mean, who's not going to spend money at Bloomingdale's? There's going to be, if you have a Bloomingdale's in your area, there's going to be something at Bloomingdale's you want, believe me. So this is Hermes, and then Creed. Oh, Creed turned me out yesterday, because I've worn Creed. I'm telling you, I could probably tell you Creed fragrance, definitely Spring Flowers. I wore that. I was telling the sales associate or the representative, because I think she represents regions, Nia, that I've been wearing Spring Flowers for probably 20 years. She was like, well, I don't know if it's been around that long. I said, well, I'm telling you, if it's not 20, it's 15. All I know is it's a long time. And then when I say I've been wearing it, it's not a regular fragrance, but it's that long ago that I wore Spring Flowers. So I have not purchased Creed since my last purchase of Spring Flowers 15 years ago. Now, that doesn't mean that I didn't like it. It's just that there are so many fragrances that I love, but Creed turned me out yesterday. The fragrances, oh my gosh, so beautiful. But the good thing is that we got little samples of different fragrances, so you get to try them out before you go drop that 300, 400, whatever Creed's price point is. I think it's around, I mean, I know it's around there. Whatever you're going to, and I mean, they're just samples in here, so the little vials. And I love a good seal. So I just like that seal. I love anything that looks like it has to do with something being a royal edict or something. But in any case, so there's samples in here of the different fragrances, the different Creed fragrances. So there you go. I mean, these are samples. This could carry me. If I were to look at all of the samples that I have, these samples could carry me through the next 2 weeks, depending, you know, with holidays coming up and going to different events. It could carry me, I say 2 weeks, but actually more than that. So go and get your samples and then check it out and see if it's something you like. I'll open this one since it doesn't have the seal on it, so I can tell you which fragrances are in here. This is, and Nia was great yesterday. She was just really great. Like, this is Royal Oud. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Let me tell you about Royal Oud. The way Royal Oud is set up. So that's Royal Oud. Oh, and did I show it to you? Look at the size of this. Look how much fragrance is in there. That's a decent amount of fragrance for you to try it out, wear it a couple times and say, oh, this is something I like, or no, I think I'm going to pass on it. And it can sit with you. You have the opportunity to let it sit with you all day, and make a determination of, do I want to spend this kind of money on this fragrance before getting it? And she was just so sweet in giving this to the guests yesterday. This is, let me put my glasses on and stop being fancy. Are you one of those that don't want to accept that you need glasses? Honey, that's me. I need glasses. So this is Aventus for her. Major. It's beautiful. And I think this is the female version of events is because I think initially it was a male fragrance, and then they made the female companion fragrance to it. But you see that's a nice amount of fragrance to try out. And then there's, Bulgari gave us little samples as like gifts. They were taped under our chairs, and it was just a really cute. Okay, I probably should have opened this prior to. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, take for granted that you know what a sample looks like, but this is Tiger, and they gave us like a little commentary about what the inspiration for the fragrance was. Look at that. I mean, come on, you can, that's good stuff. Like, Bloomies was on point yesterday. And then this is Allegra, same deal, fragrance. And let's get to the ones that I hear talked about so much that I know people love. I mean, Parfums de Marly. Parfums de Marly. So yesterday, Parfums de Marly had a presentation, and of course they had all of their scents displayed as they do, but you get to get samples of this, and these are this is the Delina, which you know everybody goes up for the Delina. Then there's the Delina La Rose. I would assume La Rose. In any case, so you get samples of these. Nice amount of fragrance in the sample bottles. You can see that. Nice amount of fragrance. So you get to try these things out, because $400, $300, $400, that's a nice commitment. I mean, even if you have disposable income, you still don't want to spend $400 on something that you're not going to wear. And of course, the Maison Francis Kirk de Jean Baccarat Rouge 540, they had a display there as well. As a matter of fact, even after the event, Baccarat Rouge, or should I say MFK, had another event. You know, ask your sales associates whether you can be a part of these events, or how do you become a part of these events so that you can go there and get the experience. Because one thing that I think is important for women to know is when you buy luxury, it is many times an experience comes with it. It's not just I go buy luxury because I can afford luxury and I pay the price for this particular perfume. It's an experience, and whenever those experiences are available, you should be taking part in those experiences, even if it's just to be an escape, to use fragrance as an escape for 30 minutes, an hour. MFK had an event yesterday, like I said, even after the event that was on the main floor, for people that were interested to come and drink more, dine on, have champagne and get the experience with the fragrances, a more immersive experience. I think that's what I was looking for. So you should be taking, if you're spending your hard-earned money on these particular fragrances, these luxury fragrances, you should be taking part in the luxury experiences as well. So 724 is their new fragrance, which is, I believe, a play on 24/7. So in any case, you get to have these experiences, try the fragrances, take them home and wear them for, a couple months, so that you know what you want to buy or what you're going to ask for when the holidays come up. When you're asking for a gift that's $400 of fragrance, you want to be sure that you love that gift. You don't want that person that's going to get you that gift to go out and spend $400 only for you to say, oh gosh, I don't really like this. So go and experience it, and that way when the holidays come up and you're asking for this gift, you know that you like it. You can say, yep, this is the one I want. There was also, oh gosh, of course, the most highly talked about Le Labo, and a sample of Rose 31. You know I don't like breaking seals, but I'll go ahead and break the seal because why not? But just to show you how much of a sample the lava. Look at that. Like, that's a full on, that's at least, and you know with fine fragrances you don't need to wear a lot. That's at least, I want to say 3 uses. That's at least 3 uses. So there you go. I would suggest finding out when your stores, yeah, I think I suggested that. Find out when your stores are having events and go to them and get your, I mean, look at this. And go and get your samples. These are all in my sample bag. A gift that was, they had a little game. Your sample was taped under your chair, and then I went around to the other fragrance tables and got samples of different things. And so, I mean, look at all of this perfume. This is a lot of perfume. And I even have, I must have, oh, I also got, oh, this is bond number 9. I think this is bond number 9. So, you know, you go around and you get your fragrances, you get your samples and try them out and see what you like. Now, back to Creed. Creed also gave us a gift of this editorial magazine. This is their first publication of the House of Creed, and it says number 1. I don't know if you could see that, but this is their first publication. I thought that the illustration was beautiful, or is beautiful. Creed, from father to son since 1760. And then the same thing on the back. I love a good quick read. And let me just show you some of the things that I found so interesting and show you some of the illustrations in here. Pardon me. So I already went through it, but I found if you love fragrance, you'll find this to be interesting, or at least I think you will. Show you some of the illustrations. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. I just thought that was so beautiful. My daughter is an equestrian, so I just always love the way that looks. And then just a little play, making sense of it all. That is very interesting. This was the photo that got me. No, it wasn't this one. It was this one. That's the photo that got me. So I don't know about you, but I fell in love with Bridgerton. So I was like, well, why is Bridgerton in here? So it's just very interesting. I'll read you a little bit. We start with, so that's the first page, Georgian rules. So you know, Georgian was the period that Bridgerton was or depicted. So it says, Bridgerton may be a Netflix fantasy, but there are echoes of the real Georgian England, a time of immense social change, prosperity, liberty, and excess, notably in the wearing of perfumes and extravagant clothes, as Christy Lang finds out from historian Hannah Gregg and costume designer Ellen Moroznik. All right. When Bridgerton burst onto Netflix in the dark days of a long COVID winter, our eyes were dazzled by a kaleidoscope of yellow, pink, and blue silk dresses swirling around elegant ballrooms. It was like Alice being taken through the looking glass into a technicolor fantasy world full of beautiful women wearing long skin-tight gloves, pearl necklaces, and feather headbands. Actress Golda Roosevelt, who plays Queen Charlotte, calls it pick and mix period drama because it's like a bag of sweets, lots of color, high levels of sugar, and something for everyone. The pick and mix analogy applies to every aspect of Bridgerton, whether it's the production design, the costumes, or the historical accuracy of the script. This is a reimagined world. We weren't interested in providing a history lesson, says writer and executive producer Chris Van Dusen. I was interested in exploring the intersection between history and fantasy to make something really new. We turned up the volume on the costumes, so everything is rooted in the period but heightened. Bridgerton is based on a series of best-selling romantic novels by American author Julia Quinn. It follows Daphne Bridgerton, played by Phoebe Dynevor, and her 7 equally beautiful and fashionably dressed siblings as they navigate the London marriage market. In Georgian England, noble families would leave their country estates and arrive in London for the summer season of series of a social events such as balls, luncheons, teas, music recitals, and garden parties, requiring them to be dazzlingly dressed and fragrantly scented in the hope of finding a suitable partner. Fashion was incredibly important, powdered and perfumed. Okay, one more time. Fashion was incredibly important, powdered and perfumed. The ladies wore empire-line dresses cut to reveal an ample cleavage and draped below the bust line to lengthen the frame. Oh, that's a tip. The Bridgerton costume designers have amplified this look by using bright colors, sparkly accessories, and lacy puff sleeves. The menswear consists of knee-high leather boots worn over tight trousers with crisp white cotton shirts, brocade waistcoats, and tailored velvet jackets nipped at the waist. The upper classes were spending eye-watering amounts of money, which they displayed on ostentatious ways, says Hannah Gregg, a historian who advised on the production and the author of the Beau Monde, fashionable society in Georgian London. Fashion was how people established their status. In the same way that people parade on red carpets today in expensive designer outfits, they were celebrities who set the trends. Perfumes, too, were an indulgence that many splashed out on. Fashion was incredibly important. Powdered and perfumed, the ladies wore empire-line dresses cut to reveal ample cleavage and draped below the bust line to lengthen the frame. Now that's so funny that they highlight those particular words, because as I read them on the other page, I'm like, well, there's a tip. Now this is the part that I found interesting. Well, I love it all, but it says the details of couture were significant and not just for visual effect. The hemlines of dresses were scented so that ladies would leave a trail of fragrance as they walked or danced around the room. Likewise, gloves and handkerchiefs, popular with both sexes, would also be perfumed. Season 1 of Bridgerton unfolds in 1813, when London was the most glamorous and cosmopolitan city in Europe, and modern retail was just getting into its stride. The customers then were the fashionable elite known as the ton, that's spelled capital T-O-N, or Beau Monde. The top dressmakers, or modistes, set up shop in the capital's West End, where they were visited by the matriarchs and hostesses who organized the ball and the young ladies who would attend them. Some of the brands that started back then are still around today, including Creed, which began life as a high-class tailor's in Conduit Street, creating small amounts of exclusive bespoke fragrance to perfume the clothes of favored clients. We studied the foundations of 1813 fashion and found pieces like the high-waisted empire or empire dress, and we layered it for a modern audience, says veteran Hollywood costume designer Ellen Moroznik, whose other film credits include The Greatest Showman and Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. She describes the Bridgerton aesthetic as Regency with a sexy modern twist. No bonnets were allowed on Bridgerton's set because they obscure the face and make the wearer look prim. Wigs too were out, except for Queen Charlotte and her ladies in waiting. Instead, the focus was on hair adornments, diamante clips, feathers, and tiaras. Designer Lorenzo Mancionati led the series' costume jewelry team, who, throughout the filming, made hundreds of pieces featuring huge quantities of Swarovski crystals and fake pearls to add sparkle to the ballroom scene. Like this, oh, that's the scene right there. It says, underneath Bridgerton's glamour and the gloss, there is a running modern commentary about how everything has changed between women and men, and yet nothing has. Chris Van Dusen, Bridgerton's executive producer. Don't you just love this scene? If you haven't seen Bridgerton, you have got to binge it. Like, absolutely binge it. Anyway, I just really like the Creed magazine, and I'm looking forward to more editions of it. I love a history. That is that fragrance, Spring Flowers. Let me see when this says. Does it say when Spring Flowers came out? It doesn't. Oh, some other things that I thought was interesting in this, and if you're a perfume lover, you'll stick around because you have, and I should have bookmarked this. I didn't want to bend the pages to bookmark it, like doggy ear it. But I also found this to be interesting when it was talking about scents. So I showed you this, the making of scents. So what this does is it goes over a few scents that you would find in like some of your higher end fragrances, like tonka bean. So this says, despite its name, this bean is a member of the pea family, the seed of the Dipteryx odorata, a tree native to Central and South America. Its complex scent, cinnamon, vanilla, bitter almond, with hints of cherry and new mown hay. Wow. Never thought about that. Comes from an aromatic compound that lies beneath the bean's wrinkled skin. With its rich, beguiling scent, tonka bean is often used as a base or a heart note, adding intensity, warmth, and a touch of the exotic, and bringing together diverse perfume partners such as patchouli, lemon, rose, and sandalwood. You can find tonka bean in the House of Creed's original Santal. So I just love this. I love this. Okay. The next one is, I showed you tonka bean. So the next one is vanilla. So vanilla. This instantly recognizable ingredient is extracted from the seed pods of Vanilla planifolia, a climbing orchid-like plant that grows on Madagascar and the neighboring island of Réunion. A long growth cycle, a need for hand pollination, and a complex extraction process make it one of the world's priciest spices. So synthetic vanillin is used in some perfumes. The real thing is earthier with boozy treacly notes. Treacly. Treacly. I don't know what treacly is, but treacly notes. While known for its sweet creaminess, vanilla doesn't have to be, well, vanilla. It can also be exotic and sensual when coupled with woody and spicy ingredients. You can find vanilla in the House of Creed's Sublime Vanille. So it gives you some direction. Like if you know that you like a particular scent, they're telling you, hey, check this particular scent out. Ooh, the way this heat is set up, the way this hair is set up on my back, that's why I keep a scrunchie. Ooh. Tony? Mm-mm-mm. All right, the next one is violet. A symbol of innocence and femininity, and much loved by romantic Victorians, the dainty violet offers two distinctly different perfume possibilities via its flowers and its leaves. Once derived from the very expensive oil of Parma violets, the violet notes in today's perfumes are mostly synthetic creations that range from powdery and candy like to a woody floral tonality. Violet leaves, on the other hand, offer up a green cut grass scent with a cucumber nuance that is often used to add freshness to masculine fragrances. You can find violets in the House of Creed's Love in Black. That sounds beautiful. Rosemary. Rosemary. Used as an ancient Greek aid memoir, planted as a witch repellent in the Middle Ages, a key ingredient in Hungary water, one of the first modern perfumes dating back to 1370, rosemary has long been known for its medicinal, protective, and aromatic properties. The powerful herbaceous scent of rosmarinus, Salvia rosmarinus, piney, woodsy, green with a buttery savoriness, is often used along with lavender as a refreshing head note in some colognes and whatever that French word is. It's spelled Fougeres. Native to the Mediterranean region, the evergreen herb is now grown worldwide. You can find rosemary in the House of Creed's Viking cologne. See, this makes me want to smell every single one of them. The iris's powdery, buttery scent comes not from its showy, short-lived flowers, but from its gnarly roots. Oh, that's interesting. It takes up to 5 years for the roots to mature so the essential oil can be extracted. Wow. So a lot of times we wonder why certain fragrances are so expensive. But part of it is just the process of even getting the essential oils to put in it. Like this one takes up to 5 years just for the roots to mature. Iris therefore comes at a high cost. It's literally worth its weight in gold, but that doesn't deter perfumers who love it for its delicate, sensual aroma and the ability to fix other ingredients. Native to the Far East, it has lots of varieties and grows in many countries, but it's the Iris pallida or pallida, cultivated mainly in Tuscany, that the noses seek out most to use as an elegant base note in their scents. You can find Iris pallida in the House of Creed's Love in White. Oh, I think I smell Love in White, but this makes me want to go back and smell it. All right, what else do we have? Oh, vetiver. Vetiver. If you have started indulging in high-end fragrance, you know vetiver is usually a ingredient that you hear used quite a bit. Vetiver. In vogue among perfumers and fragrance fans since ancient times, vetiver is a major player in women and men's scents today. Its popularity is perhaps down to its complexity, deep, earthy, woody, and smoky with sweet undertones, and its power to stabilize more volatile ingredients. And the unlikely source of this sophisticated scent shifter? The tangle roots of coos grass, which grows widely in marshy areas of its native India and is cultivated in Brazil, Malaysia, and Haiti, the world's largest exporter of the prized oil. You can find vetiver in the House of Creed's Aventus cologne. Peony. These fleeting, fragile prima ballerinas from the Passionné family are native to North Japan, parts of Asia, North America, and Southern Europe. In the wild, they favor woodlands and mountainous terrains, but they are also grown commercially in many countries for perfumers, shy to give up their essence. Oh, I like that. Shy to give up their essence, they can take from 5 to 7 years to flower abundantly. This makes them a pricey but prized ingredient, valued for its crisp yet soft, sweet notes and its ability to partner well with other florals, especially the rose. You can find peony in the House of Creed's spring flower. And that's probably why I like spring flower so much, because I really love peony. Oh, this is the one we hear quite a bit. Oh, I didn't show you. Peony. And this one was vetiver. And I like the black and white illustrations. Bergamot. We hear this a lot when you start to get into those pricier fragrances as well. Tartly fruity with a spicy floral edge and refreshingly uplifting, bergamot is extracted from the knobbly rind of the inedible fruit of the citrus bergamia tree. It's the sparkling head note you find in many modern perfumes, florals, cypress, woods, and even orientals, as well as in your cup of Earl Grey. Hello, I love Earl Grey. Most bergamot oil comes from plantations in southern Italy, but it's also produced in smaller quantities in southern France and the Ivory Coast. Perfumers love bergamot because it blends so well with other ingredients such as lavender, vetiver, and rosemary. You can find bergamot in the House of Creed's Aventus. All makes sense to me. All makes sense. Jasmine. There are more than 200 species of jasmine, but the most sought after are the white flower Jasminum grandiflorum and J. Sambuc or Arabian jasmine. Originating in India and China, jasmine is cultivated mainly in India, Egypt, France, and Morocco. Handpicked just after dawn, its flowers give up their precious essence sparingly. It can take some 8,000 blooms to create 1 milliliter of absolute. While jasmine oil is expensive, many master perfumers choose to use its sweetly seductive, musky scent to add richness and an exotic intensity to their fragrances. You can find jasmine in the House of Creed's Himalaya. Ooh, I don't know if I've ever smelled Himalaya, but that sounds pretty. Oh, that was it. So I just love this publication. I thought it was really cool that Creed put this together. I don't know how you can get one. I got mine from Bloomingdale's event yesterday, but I'm sure you could go to creed.com or creedfragrance.com and find it. It's just interesting because this not only teaches you about Creed, obviously it teaches you about, essential oils that are put in maybe some of the other fragrances that you like and you didn't know why you like them, and maybe the sales associate's little blurb of what it has in it didn't really resonate with you or give you enough information, but these are just little blurbs to give you some idea of what the fragrances are that you love so much. But anyway, the whole point of all of this was just to show you when the department stores are having events, if you have time, go to them. If you want to find out about them, simply ask a sales associate, when is the next event coming up, and make it your business to attend. It's a nice little escape for an hour or two, some champagne, some delicious truffles. The truffles were absolutely delicious yesterday. And then they even had like cheese and fruit. It was just really nice. And I suggest that if you have one coming up in your area, you should attend. That way you get to try out a lot of fragrances. And I could have also gotten beauty products as well. But I just didn't have time to stay as long. So my focus was the fragrances. The event was a lot of fun yesterday. So thanks to the wonderful staff over at Bloomingdale's. Janice, who was is the SA over there in fragrance for me, and Tony, who is the manager. She was really, really great. And then there was Patricia, who was really great on the just the follow-up and the customer service. They all were just really great yesterday. So I had a great time at the Bloomingdale's event. Check it out. Check out your next local department stores event.